This just dropped. Rashee Rice has accepted a 6-game suspension from the NFL, which means he will not be available for the Chiefs' first 6 games of the season. That decision was reached in agreement with the league and the NFLPA and avoids a formal disciplinary hearing. Rice will be eligible to return in Week 7. I know that's a lot to take in, especially with the Chiefs' opener being such a high-profile game. And yes, that includes the trip to play the Chargers in Brazil, so the team will be without him on that big stage. Right up front, I want to be crystal clear for you. This is an official league action, not a rumor, and it has immediate roster and game planning consequences for Kansas City. Quick background so everyone's on the same page. The suspension stems from conduct related to a 2024 car crash and subsequent legal outcomes that the league reviewed. Those details are part of why the NFL imposed this length of discipline. The practical result for the Chiefs is that for the first 6 games, the offense will operate without Rice's snaps, and that forces a reallocation of targets, routes, and special teams duties. The coaching staff clearly anticipated some kind of disruption. The initial 53-man roster carried extra receiver depth. But planning and reality are different things. We'll get into the depth chart later, but right now what matters is that the Chiefs can't rely on Rice for any of those weeks, and they'll need to have a plan that gets the offense into rhythm from day one. I'm going to be covering what this means all week, and I'll break down personnel moves, snap redistribution, and how Andy Reid might adjust the play calling to compensate. But before I dig in, I want to know what you think. In the comments, vote. Do you think the 6-game suspension is fair? Yes or no? And tell me one reason why in a sentence. Your answers help shape the next video where I'll respond to the best listener takes. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000 subscribers so we can keep bringing you fast Chiefs updates and deep breakdowns. Every sub helps us stay on top of this stuff. With Rashee Rice out for the first 6 games, the immediate question is, who steps up and fills that void? Right now, the starting 3 wide receivers will be Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Those guys are going to see a bigger share of targets early on, especially in the first series against the Chargers. Jalen Royals should be back at practice and will be available for Week 1. So he can slide into some of the reps Rice would normally handle, particularly in motion and slot situations. Then there's Jason Brownlee, Rami, and Thornton, all of whom will see their roles increase, whether it's taking over snaps, contributing on special teams, or lining up in the red zone. The coaching staff has some flexibility here, and it's clear they prepared for this with 8 wide receivers on the initial 53-man roster. It's also important to note that some responsibilities like kick returns and certain motion-heavy sets will need to be redistributed carefully. For example, Brown and Thornton may see more action on those plays, while Royals can fill in as a reliable secondary option. The challenge is not just maintaining production, but keeping the offense in rhythm from the first snap. Andy Reid and his staff have always emphasized timing and spacing in their passing game. So whoever steps up has to execute quickly and efficiently. Another wrinkle is Jason Brownlee. The team might keep him through Rice's suspension and then explore trade opportunities. That's a smart move because it provides depth now and potential value later. Every rep counts for these backup receivers, and the first 6 games are going to be a proving ground for who can consistently handle the workload. Here's where I want to hear from you. Who do you trust most to replace Rashee Rice's production in these early weeks? Hollywood, Juju, Worthy, or Royals? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me one stat you expect that player to hit in Week 1. I'll be reading the top responses and may feature them in the next video. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. We'll keep breaking down the depth chart, snap counts, and player matchups as the season approaches. The Chiefs' offense has to click immediately without Rice, and that makes these decisions about who steps up all the more critical. Missing Rashee Rice in Week 1 is especially painful because the Chiefs open the season against the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil, a high-profile matchup that sets the tone for the AFC West. Not having Rice for that interdivision game forces Andy Reid and the offense to adjust their game plan immediately. The Chiefs rely on timing, spacing, and chemistry between the quarterback and receivers, so losing a top target right out of the gate can disrupt that rhythm. That said, the team has been proactive, keeping extra wide receiver depth on the roster and preparing for situations exactly like this. Still, it's a major test for the offense to execute at a high level without him. Looking beyond Week 1, Rice will return in Week 7 for the Las Vegas Raiders, which means the Chiefs only miss him for one AFC West matchup. That's a relief because this division is expected to be incredibly tight this season. Both the Chargers and Broncos are strong, and the Raiders have the potential to pop up as a surprise contender. The difference between winning and losing the division could come down to just a few games, so every snap in these early weeks matters. The Chiefs need to get off to a fast start to establish themselves in the standings, even without Rice. And they'll have to lean on Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Xavier Worthy, and other receivers to maintain efficiency in the passing game. It's also worth noting the broader strategy. Maintaining offensive balance and sustaining drives over the first 6 weeks without Rice is crucial. The team can't afford slow starts or turnovers because Rice's absence makes each play more critical. Red zone efficiency, third down conversions, and timing routes are going to be even more important as the coaching staff navigates this period. Every receiver has to step up, every quarterback read has to be precise, and special teams may carry added weight in close games. I want to hear from you. Do you think the Chiefs can still open the season strong without Rashee Rice? Share your take in the comments and explain why in one sentence. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be breaking down each AFC West matchup, roster adjustment, and player performance leading up to Week 1. With Rashee Rice sidelined for 6 games, the Chiefs' front office has some decisions to make on how to manage their wide receiver core and maintain roster flexibility. One option is to keep Jason Brownlee on the active roster for the duration of Rice's suspension. This gives the team extra depth and allows them to redistribute snaps and targets without overloading the starters. After Rice returns, Brownlee could become a trade asset, giving the Chiefs the ability to extract value while keeping the offense balanced in the short term. Another possibility is to sign a veteran free agent to provide immediate depth or promote a player from the practice squad, depending on who's ready to step into a larger role. These moves would help ensure the offense continues to function efficiently while protecting the starters from burnout or injury during Rice's absence. The timing of these roster decisions is key. With the trade deadline looming, the Chiefs have the flexibility to make a move after evaluating how the replacement receivers perform in the first 6 games. That means keeping someone like Brownlee for now is a practical strategy. He can contribute to us immediately, and if a trade partner emerges later, the team can capitalize on the opportunity. Meanwhile, the coaching staff may adjust offensive schemes to focus more on running backs and tight ends or emphasize short, high-percentage passes to maintain